Okay, who here hasn't been to space?
Why?
You better not throw up on my ship.
Approaching jump in 3, 2, 1.
What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics, and welcome back to another episode. And we are back to react to Moon Knight Episode 3 with you guys. We haven't seen it. We're all excited to see it, so we're not going to talk too much this time. We're going to jump right into this episode and give you guys our thoughts after.
I'm so fucking hype.
I don't steal.
That's absolutely a fake.
They've already been stolen. That's what people forget.
Oh, so she's telling the truth to a fake person.
Fine.
Or a fake,
Yeah.
Take them off the black market and return them to their rightful owners. I might keep a few to pay the bills.
Never you. Not so innocent anymore, eh? I wonder what your father would think of his little scarab now.
You'll never know.
Well, they obviously have a personal
What company
relationship.
would you like to teach you how to do all of this?
Ah, the man indulge you. You think his dig sites were any place for a child? Have a good trip, love.
Like a nanny or like a...
Mom?
No.
Close family friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like the nanny or
Her
dad's
babysitter.
assistant. Like... They didn't see like a mom-daughter necessarily.
When you think MCU, like leader of the first 10 years of the MCU, who do you think?
Iron Man.
Me too. People are weird, bro. People say Captain America. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, I'm biased, you know, I'm a shit on Cap, but...
Well, I love Cap, but that's not.
She's here.
People were jumping on
We'll expect us in Cairo.
because in the last episode, I guess he was speaking Mandarin, but it was gibberish. People that actually speak Mandarin were like, what?
Yeah, it seemed to leave called him out.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's yeah. I'm on his side on that, honestly.
Just do your research. Or hire Mandarin speaking people.
It's disrespectful. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Well, if it's your culture, it is.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
About a dig site. Guess I'm gonna have to talk to you instead.
You're too late. You're never gonna find her.
Really?
Oh, wow. From the answer we find what we do.
What the fuck was that?
Now, kid just tried to kill you.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. No way.
People that do weird shit like that in fights,
Yeah,
that's not fake.
Like some intimidating ass fact, like that shit is corny.
I don't like this fight scene.
Do it.
Come the fuck on!
Oh, Steven takes over during the blackouts. Ah, so he blacks out and Steven takes over.
Where are you taking me? You are said airport. What?
Some rugs.
Well, he's in a family-friendly market. Beating the shit out of someone. I mean, once say beating the shit out of someone, lightly tapping someone.
It's enough. Steven, what did you do? I swear it wasn't me.
Then who was it?
The third person out. Jake? Not Jake.
Taxi driver Jake?
Take him to the ledge.
He's just a kid.
He'll talk.
Oh, fuck!
What the hell's wrong with you, Steven? Me? You're the one going on a killing spree. I didn't do any of this. Me neither. Listen, if you've got a problem with the body count, I suggest you stop listening to that stupid pigeon. Stay out of my way.
All right, well, if you can't find Harrow's digging crew, we're gonna have to stop him another way. So? What about the other gods? Are they just gonna stand by and allow somebody to unleash on me?
To signal for an audience with the gods is to risk their wrath.
What? Well, what's the worst that could happen?
Anger them enough, and they'll imprison me in stone.
Oh, doesn't sound so bad to me.
See how you fare against Harrow without the protection of my healing armor.
All right, so what? You have any good ideas?
I have a bad one.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Can't
That is
you?
cool.
That's fucking cool. I knew we were gonna get to the other gods. I knew it.
I really feel like the biggest tie-in this is gonna have is
What are you doing?
Thor.
Sending the gods a signal they can't ignore.
I mean, and possibly connections to Wakanda.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Bast is, and Kang, and even Apocalypse.
Hold on.
Possibly.
This motherfucker is eclipsing the sun?
And I just love that Harrow knows every one of his moves. Yeah, because I mean,
Hurry! They're gathering their avatars now.
I mean, because he's on this.
scattered all
We're
over
gonna
the world.
Yes, but for a meeting of the Ennead, a portal presents itself. Anyway.
No fucking way!
So? Where's mine?
We're getting the whole fucking shebang right now.
Last time I
Wait! Bast! How?
done.
I don't know.
I don't think they show Bast in this.
I doubt it. But
So it's just
but
gonna be
she.
the idiot then.
What you coming with?
Just no. Would Bast not be?
She's a part of it, but there could be some weird thing because remember, she's not in Egypt anymore. She's in Wakanda.
Yeah,
He,
that's
she,
what
whatever
I'm saying.
iteration of Bast you want to choose, it's in Wakanda.
Which is in the same continent.
It is the same continent, but
They're all
something
African
could have happened
countries.
to where Bast was like, "Oh, I don't fuck with the Egyptian gods anymore. I'm only, I'm here in Wakanda." Or something like I don't know. I'm just speaking.
Who are you?
I'm Jatsil, avatar of Hathor,
Okay,
goddess of music and love.
cool.
Surely Khonshu mentioned her.
The other gods aren't really his favorite topic.
Not even when they are old friends.
Sorry.
She says it was not so long ago Khonshu enjoyed Hathor's melodies.
Well, as far as I know, the only melody Khonshu enjoys is the sound of pain.
Yatsil.
Has Khonshu told you how this works?
Not really. Is there something I should know?
I try not to fight it. It's a strange sensation. But you'll get used to it.
So they sit in front of their.
The god.
In attendance, Horus, Isis, Tefnut, Osiris, and Hathor to hear the account of Khonshu.
You've been banished once for nearly exposing us, Khonshu. And you know we despise your brilliance, your showy masks and weapons. But manipulate the sky again, and we will imprison you in stone.
Spare me your self-righteous threats! I was banished for not abandoning humanity unlike the rest of you.
We have not abandoned humanity. They abandoned us. We simply trust our avatars to carry out our purposes without calling undue attention to ourselves. Not like some of us.
Avatars are not enough! We need the might of gods! Return from the opulence of the overboard before you lose this realm!
For the last time, Khonshu, the avatars that remain here are simply meant to observe.
We will decide our best course of action. Speak your purpose.
I call for judgment.
Bro,
against
is
all
that-
the
Bring that back. We fucking.
Bro.
We'll see it again. We'll see it again. Hold on.
That is a heavy accusation, Khonshu.
And he knew this was happening.
In the presence of Khonshu's current makeshift avatar, the purposes of our meeting must be nefarious.
You know exactly why we are here!
I must admit I do not miss the sound of that voice. But speak, old master, to the point.
Do you not seek to release Amit from her tomb?
Khonshu has searched for Amit's tomb since he ensnared me to his service.
His vision is obscured by jealousy, paranoia, and he's a deceiver!
Do not trust the word of a shamed god. No, Khonshu is unhinged, and his servant unwell.
How do you mean?
I hate that they're blurring the gods' faces every
A
time.
man who literally does not know his own name. He has a marriage certificate under the name
Mark Spector, employment records under the name Stephen Grant. I've seen him speak to himself.
Shut up!
Threaten himself. I have no idea how many personalities he must possess. The man is clearly insane.
We will not tolerate violence in this chamber.
The way he aspires to abuse this corpse. Take action now before it's too late. Let us speak to Mark Spector.
This is a safe space for you to tell us if you feel exploited by Khonshu.
This is not about my feelings. I'm not the one on trial here. He is. This is about how dangerous he is, if you would just listen for a second.
He has committed no offense. This matter is concluded.
Mark, there is another way. You must listen to me carefully. Amit was buried in secret, the location hidden even from the gods. Amit had many followers. They didn't know who to trust.
Someone had to know something.
One man, a magi named Senfu, he was tasked with recording the location of the tomb in case the gods ever changed their minds.
I guess I'm confused how the avatar, or how the gods work with their avatar. So can she not hear what her avatar is telling him?
The sarcophagus was stolen and sold.
She can hear what her own avatar is saying. This.
So I wonder if she's allowed. I mean, obviously she's allowing it, but
Well,
The
they
avatar
seem
was
like her
friends with
avatar
Khonshu.
and Khonshu are like old friends.
She's trying to help, but she can't do it in front of the other gods. It doesn't seem like there's discourse.
Seems like Khonshu not on the right note with all the other gods.
this kind of shit I'm trying to do. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I want to do that. What's it called?
Ululating.
I'm gonna try to ululate. I'm trying to be one of those random lucky brothers that gets put in a Marvel project. I don't have to say shit.
What, this Joker just puts on a hot paint in his backyard?
Background member.
No, he gets private lessons from
Real good at standing.
Cool.
That's the guy that passed.
Layla,
Yes.
come in.
couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
You too.
How have you been?
Good. Thank you for having us over on such short notice.
Oh, please. I hope you realize you need no excuse to drop by.
This is my husband, Rufino.
Yes. Meet you.
So, Jet, all I'm seeing is that you treated Guy and the Jed.
She's saying let Steven out because he knows more.
Yeah.
Because the information has to be unlocked. It's coded. Okay. You give me a minute. I just have to talk to them. Just keep them occupied.
Right, Steve. You want to talk to me? Talk to me. What now? What now? What now is you give me the body and you piss off. Damn it, there's no time for this. If there's something that you know, you gotta tell me.
He just needs a couple of minutes in there alone. He's
He's praying. Sorry, if you expect my help, he's not going to be while I'm in prison. Do you want to go there? Huh? Right, have it your way. All right.
Start.
Hey, what are you doing?
don't.
We need like a mark don't counter.
Brother, I would not even want to take the gun back and point it at him. He just snatched it from him.
Get on your knees.
Anton, stop!
Get on your knees.
Whatever they've told you, I'm sure I can offer you something much more tangible. Why settle for a clue when you can have the treasure?
Anton, don't listen to this man. He's trying to stop us from reaching
Please, stop.
He's gonna kill millions, trust me.
Please, we're talking about trust.
Please, there's no need to descend into violent accusations. Each one of you has so much more in common than you know.
Do it. Summon the suit. Give them what they deserve.
Anton?
You should kill him for yourself.
Yes. I do.
What are you waiting for?
Never in pit. Pit in hunter. It's just a taste of the godly power I offer.
That's exactly what I said might happen.
Buy some time.
Back into it.
Holy shit!
I keep on falling off the fucking tree.
Stop it! Stop it! You're wrong. Give me the body, Mark! You alright? That's it. Alright, time out!
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Guys, let's all calm
Actually, I
down,
am
yeah?
sure. I don't like
We're
it.
all worked up. Let's all just like chill the F out and talk for a second. My body.
Oh,
No, that's
fuck.
dope though. You can, that's kind of clean.
I don't like how Steven can just interfere after Mark's beating motherfuckers' ass.
fucking sick.
Tick tock, Mark Spector. Tick
God, she's fucking funny, bro.
Very, he just be chilling, while, like.
So it's not true?
No, it's not true. Of course not. No, he's just trying to divide us. Don't let him get in your head.
Every time I learn something new on you, I think, that's it. There can't possibly be any secrets left between us. Then something else pops up, and it's like I've not known you at all.
Yeah. You haven't. You don't.
Tough. That's the fucking truth, though.
I've spotted them.
Mark, we need Stephen. He understands all of this. I really think it's worth giving him a shot.
I summon the gods, you summon the worm. You want to take the body?
Mark, we can't wait. It's okay, just let go. I don't have time.
Alright, go ahead, you're in.
Cheers, thanks a lot. All right. Yeah. It's not that simple.
Not working.
Yeah, you see, Senfu marked that tomb like 2,000 years ago. The stars drift over time. Not much as far as stars go, but it can mean the difference between us searching miles and miles away from where we're supposed to be looking. So unless we know exactly what the sky looked like on that date, we're buggered.
I remember that night. I can turn back the night sky.
How?
It will come at a cost, and I cannot do it alone. Do what I do. You brought this upon yourself, gotcha.
I'm just looking at how she. It could be stereotypical, sorry. I'm just looking at how she dressed and everything like that, sorry. I mean, how often do you see that in the MCU? Outside of Wakanda.
Well, it would be an African style.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be stereotypical, but I'm just saying, in the MCU, what other African nations have we been to outside of Wakanda and Egypt?
You were right about Khonshu. And in the end, he left us no choice. Now, he's tethered to this place. Like many before him.
No, like many before him.
We think so, yes.
Tell you a secret. I enjoy am grateful. Had you not broken me so completely, I might never have known the value of healing. I'm going to do what you could not. And when it's finished, I want you to remember one thing. Your torment forced me. I owe my victory to you.
I would say all the trailer footage is officially seen, I think.
No, we still got the mental institution and him hitting his head and in all white and
Okay.
walking through the hallways.
Oh, I forgot. I was thinking of when he was only kicking the mirror. But that is a whole different scene.
That was something.
It was good. I'm not gonna say it was my favorite episode. It was good though. The connections to the wider MCU have already been established outside of this episode. I mean, there were some things that were said in this episode that kind of connected you to the wider MCU, but there were things also in other episodes that connected you to the wider MCU. I mean, if you go back to episode, I believe it was 2, when Steven was doing the research or whatever he was doing with all the books on his table, translating the hieroglyphics and things like that. There was a book that had Asgard on there, and there was a book that had Wakanda on there. I think it's the GPC. I could be. I think I'm honestly wrong on that. But the group that helped with the placement after the blip, their logo or sign was on the bus that from episode 2 with Mr. Knight. Also, you look at Mark Spector's ID. He was alive during the blip. He didn't get blipped. So a lot of the theory out there is that Steven got blipped and that Mark didn't get blipped. So when you hear Mark say that there was a time that he had it under control, well, it was during the blip. That's a theory. That's a working theory that people have, that it was during the blip. That's why Steven wasn't present when Mark was in control as much as he was in control. That's why Steven doesn't remember a lot, because he was blipped. I mean, again, just a theory out there that people have. Right. But it is a theory that does make sense. So the connections to the wider MCU are there. I liked this episode. Again, wasn't my favorite episode of the 3 so far. I liked being able to have the wider connections to the other gods like that. And I love that. This is one thing I do have a problem with, though. I hope that Marvel's not... This is something I had discussed with myself and honestly other people prior to this. I don't want them to get way in over their heads with everything they're trying to introduce. You gotta remember, we still got the Celestials that we barely understand, and how they work in the MCU at least. Right. You know, you've got...
Anything MCU, you gotta go in like we don't understand.
Right.
Like, that's the best way to look at it.
The thing with one thing I will say that I love that they're doing with the differential between Thor's type of gods and Khonshu and Bast and the rest of the... Like, Thor and them are gods, but the way the MCU describes it is they are gods based off of... What did Thor say? What you call magic, we call science. It's science that they have that makes them these godlike beings. Khonshu is a full-on god. Yeah. Khonshu doesn't need science. Khonshu, those gods, they are gods. They don't need...
But they're also gods of the realm of Earth as well. They're not interplanetary gods in that sense.
But I just say I like the distinction that Marvel is making. Like, okay, these are these type of gods.
Yeah,
Celestials
there's
are these
still a
type
difference
of yes.
between what they're doing in different shows and everything.
Right.
Or at least in different parts of the MCU.
Right.
So I'm gonna be real honest with you here. I'll get paid for this. These fight scenes are not impressive.
No.
They're not, and even when he's held down, and does the cool spin or whatever, a cool move, a showy move, is not a well choreographed. Most of his punches look pulled. They almost look pulled. And I get where they're like, oh, we're hyper violent because we're showing a guy with his, head with a bullet in it falling off, or, him sliding off his knife. But, I want Daredevil Punisher level, if you're gonna claim a show as hyper violent, right? That is a big to do. I mean, I've been literally wanting to see Moon Knight go in on people. I want to see him in. We're in these cities, these tight narrow hallways. Have him go and just stab. Even that moment, they're stabbing him, but there's no blood, and he's an immortal suit. And anytime he stabs someone, you don't really see the impact. Right. It's just it zooms out real far, and the guy falls down with a thing in him. That's not. I was talking to a buddy about it, where we were talking about we're adults watching these shows, following this canon storyline of all these movies. My son doesn't give a shit about. I mean, he likes Avengers movies, he likes MC movies, but he's not following from Iron Man to now in perfect sequential order, knowing what's going on. I do. I want to see some real hyperviolence. That's what I signed up for. It's what you told me was going to happen. The fights are just missing. I like how much story is being told. I like where they're progressing with the series, but the action is not there.
Right.
So far, at all.
It's to me, the action hits the same way the action hit in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's no different, in my opinion. I know a lot of people. I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference, because you got to remember, take yourself back to Falcon and Winter Soldier when U.S. Agent when John Walker took the shield and did the shit to dude, or when Zemo shot dude in the scientist in the hidden lab, and blood was everywhere, his eyes were open. Marvel's even edited that scene. If you go back to Falcon and Winter Soldier, his eyes are now closed. There's less blood. I want to say I read somewhere that was a mistake and they went back and fixed that. Like, that was something that got out that wasn't supposed to get out, but it's back to its original way. But the point I'm making with that is, it's the same. It's hitting this, for me personally. It's hitting the same. It's not the action is hitting the same. It's
right,
not
and let's even go into. When I'm saying I want hyper-violence, I'm not necessarily saying I need to see brains splattered on every wall. What I'm saying is, give me a gritty fucking fight scene. Give me him snapping somebody's elbow when they punch at him and then breaking their nose. Give me, like, what they did in Daredevil. Where you're like, oh, they are fucking each other up. Like, this is a hard fight, or this is a really well done fight. Because this doesn't... Right now, I feel like it's almost Fantasyland, where it's like, all these guys are coming at Moon Knight, and yeah, he wins, but he does a twirl, and all of a sudden everyone's, and falls to the ground. Like, what the fuck is that? No. Give me the struggle. Make it a gritty moment. The whole show doesn't need to be gritty. That's why you have Steven.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mark right now looks incapable of fucking handling any... Mark looks real weak. And what I mean by real weak is I'm saying... He can't figure out shit without Steven. The fight scenes don't seem very cool at all. He seems unconfident in most things he's doing. Like, I'm not... That's what I'm not there for. I loved everything about it. The fights, I'm just like... Could have been way better.
Like I said, we've still got episode 4 that is coming up,
and that's the big rumored.
That's the big rumored episode to where shit's supposed to be turned upside down. So that's the episode that I am really interested in seeing, just because I want to see exactly what it does to.
That's next Wednesday.
Yeah, what it's going to do to these or the first 3 episodes that we've already seen. Like, what is it going to be? What everybody's thinking, as in making those first 3 episodes as if it never existed, like it didn't happen. It's all in Mark's head. It's all in Steven's head. It's all in all 3 of their heads, because we've obviously got the reference to the third personality here. So I'm really curious to see where they go with that. I'm really curious to see what Haro does too.
Honestly, episode 4 should be good, just based off where we're ending episode 3 at. Everything that happened in this episode, like you said, they acknowledge the third personality, and now he's gonna have to live with, or go free Khonshu, whatever, go do whatever he can, at least live in the episode without Khonshu for a little bit. So we'll see how he handles living without a god in his head or whatever, and these 2 personalities. But I just think they have to do something more with the other gods as well. Right. I don't think that was the last time we're gonna see them.
So, okay, one real quick, and then my prediction. One real quick. It makes me so mad how many times he's been within arm's reach of this motherfucker and won't just kill him.
Haro?
Yeah. Just wham!
Yeah.
Oh, wow, but my theory is this. There is no more Khonshu, and Steven is in control. Right? Thus Steven going to this mental asylum by Haro, all this stuff. I think Haro is going to damn near succeed with his goal. And while Steven is being Stevened, right? While he's tricked Steven, he's perfectly manipulated everyone to listening to his little story, even the gods themselves. So what does he have to do? When he goes to achieve his goal, to awaken Amit, the gods are going to shit their pants and go, "Oh, Khonshu, you were right. Come back into Moon Knight." I think that's what it's going to be, is they're going to give him his powers back. He's going to save the day. You know, but the only way that they would do that is by being proven wrong. And they're like, "Oh shit, we didn't listen to you. Amit is a real thing." So I think that Haro is going to be entertaining. Well, I mean, Haro will also feel a kinship with Steven, because it's like, I was the Avatar too. I was the Avatar before you, or he left me broken. Like he said at the very end of that episode, you breaking me built me up.
Yeah.
Your torment made me. So he probably looks at Steven with a little bit of kinship. He's the only other Avatar to fucking Khonshu that exists.
But see, I don't know if he looks at Steven with kinship. Another reason I say that is because he said it, I enjoyed unleashing the pain that you bestowed upon me on other people.
But he said that was his one sin because he knows it was
Yeah,
wrong.
he said it was a sin.
He said it was his greatest sin, though.
Yeah.
But
what I mean by
like
kinship is he understands
enjoys
where
it.
Steven's coming from. And he also understands that Steven is unwell.
yeah, he definitely knows Steven's well.
And think about it, every time he's talked to Steven.
Is it a care?
Is it more of he's trying to take advantage?
Or is he trying to exploit the fact that he...
I mean, probably, but every time he's talked to Steven, they've gotten along to the point of giving me the scarab, and Steven's like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
that's all he wants something from
That's
them.
true, they have gotten along, but you know, there are some master manipulators out there.
True. I mean, he just manipulated the entire pantheon of
Yeah.
gods. Like,
I mean, he's the avatar for Amen.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, he has a god behind, that they don't believe in, like talking to him and everything. So like, we still haven't even seen his relationship with Ahmed or anything like that. So we don't know that much about how he deals with things or how he's able to do a lot of the things he does. Not saying he's out here doing much, but like I'm assuming in these last 3 episodes
he's doing some shit.
No, he is, but like to other people, they could say, I could understand how they're like he's not doing much as a villain, but it's like really if you look into what he's doing and what he's most likely going to do these next 3 episodes, like he's working with a god.
Real G's moving silently anyway. So he's not. I mean, I've never understand the villains that are like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then over there that's going to happen. Like
no, that's what I'm saying. Like he's always been.
Yeah.
Every time we see him, he's doing what he wants to do. Like
and he's
what he says he's going to do. Like he's not.
confidently, doesn't give
No
a
one's
fuck.
stopping him. Like he has everyone following him, believing in whatever mumbo jumbo he's spitting out to him.
Right.
Whether that's by force or they want to, I don't know.
Right.
But, like,
But I'm just worried because, like we were saying, if this next episode is Steven in the mental asylum, and there's no Khonshu, and like it's another, and these episodes have not been slow by any means. They have been exciting. We're seeing really cool things. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of cool shit. But like, if it's another, I don't know about you guys. I want to see an action-packed episode.
Oh, like, yeah.
I mean,
without a doubt.
more than one is what I wanted going into the series, but I've settled with just one. Give me one balls out episode. And I don't think we'll get it next episode. Doesn't mean it'll be bad, but I don't think we'll get it.
No, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be next episode either. Next episode is going to be the mind bendingness.
like at the end of at the end of next week's episode, we're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
episodes 5 and 6 are most likely.
Episode 4, and I still could be wrong. Again, this goes into what I was saying about the burnout, or is Marvel is the hype not there? Next week's episode is either going to spark major conversation, or it's going to keep the hype the exact same way that it is for Moon Knight now. Because when you asked it, when you asked us in the message, have you seen the QR codes? Yeah, everyone has seen those well, I won't say everybody, majority of everyone has seen those QR codes, but a lot of people are just like, ugh. It's just like, okay. So it's like, I didn't feel that way. I was like, oh, that's a cool little Easter egg they put in there, but you know, a lot of people.
But it's not enough to.
Yeah, it's not. So this next episode is either going to spark conversation that's going to put Moon Knight on the trajectory that Marvel wants it to be on, moving into episodes 5 and 6. It's going to keep it. Again, I'm not saying it's not hype. I like it, but again, as far as the fandom goes, it's just the talk's not there.
I mean, hopefully that's what it does too. Because if you think about it, episodes 5 and 6 are really time-wise, it's like a movie. Like each episode, they're like 50 minutes. So if you put 5 and 6 together, you could be able to set up like 2 very good episodes at least to end the series off. So hopefully episode 4 does give everyone that. Or at least get everyone talking about it a little more than we are
and
now.
Who was the rumored? I know it's been a while, but what was rumored? Was it Bruce that was supposed to show?
Yeah.
It is. It's Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bruce that's supposed to show up in episode 6. So that I'm still kind of clinging to. So we'll see how that all goes.
Yeah, but we heard about that. We heard about big rumors with that with Hawkeye too.
With who though showing up in Hawkeye?
The possible Spidey.
Yeah, but see that with Hawkeye, I kind of knew Spider-Man wasn't showing up, and you don't. First of all, Sony wasn't doing.
But when they did the skate rink, and the skate rink we saw it in No Way Home, and it was like, you know, they didn't tease it as hard as, you know, I
think they were that was Marvel overall just letting us know that all these heroes are in the same vicinity.
Right,
you know, most of them are in the, but again, that's why they chose to put Steven in, because originally Moon Knight was going to take place in New York, but the writer said, how many times, like literally Hawkeye opened in New York. So how many times are we going to do New York? It's like those memes.
Well, that's where they all are, though.
I mean, yeah, but it's like those memes of Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2 when the fire department's rushing down the street and he turns around, but he's Spider-Man, but he's Peter Parker, got his glasses on, but he lost his powers at that point. Remember, he stopped being Spider-Man, takes it by the hot dog, and keeps walking. It's getting to that point where it's like, well, what the fuck were you doing during the Battle of New York? What the fuck were you? You know, it's like my favorite one is the one with the Eternals, where it's like during Thanos and it's got Tobey Maguire eating that fucking hot dog. Is like the Eternals the entire time during that.
Right, but I mean that also turns into, you know, I get it in the comics, but if you're setting up an MCU, you have a guy holding a building hostage. Well, Spider-Man slings through the window and he's like, Spider-Man, it's finally time for, and then Moon Knight slings through the window. Well, what? And then Luke Cage busts through the wall, and then Daredevil is like, well, fuck you. How you were at the intersection between Hell's Kitchen, Harlem, Queens. You're in the wrong fucking place. We were all here.
Yeah.
Like, they do need to space them out, and it also flushes out a... I know they're in our world, but in a general world building, you want to flush out your entire world. You know, make it as vibrant as you can. And it's really good for, you know, like this. You mentioned the representation, seeing the woman that you're like, that's motherfucking vast right there. Like, being able to see those things, and it's not just, oh, here's all the Egyptian gods are somehow in New York with fat white guys as their avatars. I don't.
Marvel always does a good job of representation, so that's a given. But like I said, I'm excited for the next episode. But as always, question is for you guys: what are you guys looking forward to for the next episode? Are you ready for episode 4? Was this episode more of a like, I liked it, but it was okay? Or did you really love this episode? Was it in line with episodes 1 and 2 for you if you enjoyed those? So moving forward, we will see episodes 5 and 6. Episode 4 is next. Let us know down below in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see you